The defendant will rise, face the jury, and hearken to its verdicts.
In re the matter, State of Wisconsin versus Zachariah Joseph Anderson. As to the first count of the information, we, the jury, find the defendant, Zachariah Anderson, guilty of stalking Sadie Beecham as charged. As to the second count of the information, we, the jury, find the defendant, Zachariah Anderson, guilty of stalking Rosalio Gutierrez as charged. As to the third count of the information, we, the jury, find the defendant, Zachariah Anderson, guilty of intentional homicide of the first degree as charged. As to the fourth count of the information, we, the jury, find the defendant, Zachariah Anderson, guilty of hiding a corpse as charged.
Oh, I put it in the wrong stack. Yeah, you may be seated. Members of the jury, are these your unanimous verdicts? You have heard the clerk reading verdicts finding the defendant guilty as to each count of the information. I'm going to pull you by seat number 1 through 6 across the top, 7 through 12 across the front. If you agree with each and every one of these verdicts, finding the defendant guilty as charged, please respond by saying yes. If there is any of the verdicts with which you do not agree, even one, please respond by saying no. Were these and are these now your verdicts? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6? No, 5?
Yes.
Okay, 6, no, 7,
Yes.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yes.
All right, any further requests with respect to the jury?
Not from the state.
No, Judge.
All right. Folks, I want to thank you for your service in this case. I could not have asked for a more cooperative, pleasant jury to work with. And in no way am I commenting whatsoever on the outcome of the case. Mr. Gravely.
Judge, I'd move to revoke bond and ask the court to set a sentencing date.
Defense?
Judge, we would be asking the court to enter judgment notwithstanding the verdict.
All right, the state's motion will be granted. The defense motion is denied. And set a date for sentence. Pre-sentence investigation is ordered. The defendant's bond is revoked.
I should have known because Judge Schrader is involved that bad judging is taking place all over.
He is such an overrated judge. Imagine if, God forbid, Kyle had lost that trial, he would be the most reviled judge by the right. But now because Kyle won, everyone thinks, he did such a great job.
Because the jury did their job, Judge Schrader gets the credit. Judge Schrader was retarded through the entire fucking Rittenhouse trial. And the fact that people don't remember that blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because we were like, at first we're like, oh, we kind of like this judge, like for like 3 days.
Right.
And then it was like, wait. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And by the time we got to that drone
allowing
footage,
so many things, and what we're referring to here is so many things were deemed admissible. So many things came in there. And one of the primary roles of an effective judge is to be an effective gatekeeper, to say, this comes in, this does not come in. If you think about it, every time there's an objection, he is the gatekeeper. Do I allow this question? Do I sustain the objection and not allow that question? That's exactly what the judge is supposed to be doing. Admissibility of evidence is a key thing here. What topics can be addressed?
The key thing.
Yeah. what topics can be addressed by the can be brought up by the plaintiff / prosecution. All of these things are critical as to how effective a judge is or is not. And a good gatekeeper will be like, this is not relevant. I'm not going to allow this in. This is relevant. And actually make that determination with some sort of logic as far as avoiding any potential prejudice of the defendant unless absolutely desperately necessary.
Yeah, it's he needs to just be a guy who sits around at a bar telling stories about the law and cases that he has judged. That's what he should do now.
He seems like a really nice guy, but
yeah, he's super nice, and I'm sure his stories are great, but he is not judge material anymore. It's embarrassing how much it shows.
Mr. Gravely.
Judge, I'd move to revoke bond and ask the court to set a sentencing date.
Defense?
Judge, we would be asking the court to enter judgment notwithstanding the verdict.
All right, the state's motion will be granted. The defense motion is denied. And set a date for sentence. Pre-sentence investigation is ordered. The defendant's bond is revoked.
The defense is going to want to prepare our own sort of memorandum.
All right, people, what do we think? Vices, how are you feeling about this?
It's sad. You know, well, see, I mean, there's some, frankly, some stupid shit being said in chat. You know, someone saying, you know, LawTube's learning that juries are unreliable. Perhaps most of you are even more lost than the law and crime chat. No, that's why we didn't say what we thought the jury was going to do, because you just don't know. We know what we would do. We know how we would vote. And that's what we've been saying the entire time. And to say stupid stuff like that is just ignorant. You can never predict what 12 people are going to do. You would hope that they would apply the evidence to the law. Mm-hmm. And I can't imagine it happened here. You know, I don't get it, you know, but it happens so often, you know. It's disheartening is what it is.
It's deeply disappointing. It's you know, you get invested in a trial like this emotionally, and it's really difficult to grasp the obvious disparity between the way that we were seeing the evidence and the way that the jury was seeing the evidence.
Duncan, Idaho, we're witnessing the steady and continual decay of the greatest justice system in the world. It's very sad to witness. I do feel like the whole... I feel like innocent until proven guilty is going out the window. I mean, we saw it in murder. I personally feel like we saw it in this. I'm entitled to my own opinion, people. And I'm seeing it in a few cases here in Australia now too, where it does feel like people are prejudging. And I do think that's a combination of mainstream media. Yes, we may impact on it a little bit as well. Just to thank you for everyone covering the trial. Also want to take this moment to apologise to Zenith and family. Love to you all and to the chat. That's very lovely of you, Shauna, and thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, Shauna.
Oh, shit, Zenith. You know that feeling when someone you love dies and it doesn't really feel real and you're in the denial stage? That's what this feels like. Oh, God.
I'm so sorry, Sinich. I'm deeply sorry.
See, and that's just it, guys. As bad as it sounds, the things we've got to remember is after this stream ends, the rest of us move on to something else. This is still a man's life. This is still the lives of his family. Hell, the lives of the deceased. It's still going to continue on for them. So I know that people can be saying whatever the hell they like in chat and that sort of thing. Tomorrow's another day for us, not for them. This is going to be hell for a number of people, irrespective of which side of the verdict they were on. So, literally disgusted by this verdict. Can't say that I blame you, Wendy.